Of the pen.
So we're being told the starters taking their time to make sure that they have their arms ready. We should see them playing in spring training games in about a week.
Your former #1 draft pick of these Cubs, and he's trying to take the ball back through the middle.
Over here to the White Sox, he has an opportunity to make this team, even though he's a non-roster invite. There's
a little more damaging when we saw it in Wrigley Field, but for him, a great. That fastball backed up a bit, right in the sweet spot. As much because there's not as much humidity, and it's humidity and content of moisture, and all of a sudden they'll rediscover a curveball or a slider. He was almost a coach on the field. He knows how to handle pitchers well. For his acumen behind the plate, his ability to work pitchers to get deep in the lineup, he'll take you out of the ballpark offensively.
Nice.
Strikes the next guy out. Had he known that, he'd have gone out sooner. Take a look. The SOX spring training
meetings when the catcher comes out and sees something.
Just about everything you need in the game will notice more than other, especially younger catchers. Go 3/4 like Chavez is. You're a hitter up and into a right-hand hitter, and you have to stay close. You might find that this is that the guy's moving his look. Go back to this and that, and they go over a lot of things, and game plan he reminds it.
Sent out to R. Chavez has settled down. He's ahead in the count here, 1-2.
Yeah, what he could have said anything. Maybe at times dipping your arm or not. And the most important thing, not keeping your fingers on top of the balls. He's leaving the ball up in the zone. Not so good.
The 1-2 pitch.
You take another look at it. A little bit bigger than a normal slider, but it's in a great position. Believe is their center fielder of the future, Armstrong.
Shows bunt, puts it down to the left side, and it rolls foul.
Craig 14 last year because he burst on the scene, did not get a hit, 19 at bats. But he tries to lay down a bunt.
Swinging away this time, sends it in, rounding second. And the throw into second. Listeners on it, second and third.
Another look at it. He went down and got this one. He's maybe the best center fielder in baseball in the minor leagues. He's going to be able to play, and he should be in center field for them for a long time.
Shortstop Luis Vasquez, 1-1 the count. First game of the spring. Chavez missing just off.
The most exciting game. This and opening day of the regular season are just great games. Continue to be that way.
3-1 pitch, missing outside, ball 4. He's given up a 2-run home run to Christopher Morel.
Both holdovers from previous seasons.
Throw down to second by Maldonado.
Might gain a step and stop a run.
A half given chase. It's going to go all. Throw will come in. A huge double.
The movement straight down wasn't there, and he rifled. But for the most part, veterans, you don't worry about the results of spring training. Baseball know exactly what Jesse Chavez can do, which is take the ball, as you said, from about 2/3 of the way.
That all speed is drilled into the left. And it's a 6-0 lead for the Cubs here in the first.
Just getting the third out and letting the offense get to work.
Coach will make the slow walk out to the mound. Talk to Chavez.
Because there's really not much you can do.
Live batting practice throughout the week.
You know, and that's the interesting thing, because round into shape. But those days are done, because pitchers and catchers, here we are playing the first game. So if you're not ready to play when spring training's camp for the White Sox.
So the Cubs have batted around Ian Happ. First. The other day, saw Eric Fetty throw his first live BP yesterday.
Yeah, I think at this point, your pitchers at all of their performances and stay on top of everything they do, so there's no bad spring. Arizona is very much of a hitter. A lot of winds. We talked about the very hard surface. You don't get a lot of rain so here in the spring.
App grounds it to the right. Put up 6 runs at the end of 1. It's the Cubs 6-0. So Jordan Wicks out for a second inning of work for the Cubs. He faces off against third baseman Brian Wright in live batting practice. He's had quality at bats.
Going to increase exponentially.
Ramos this one. And that'll bring up the DH, Tim Elko. And if you're an SEC baseball fan, his name today as the DH.
Anytime you can hit in the high, pretty big numbers, and that's one of the things that Chris Getz was too. And watched him. The foot gets down, which is and doesn't try to pull it. I think that's really important. Most power hitters have a tendency.
He had a live BP at bat this week against Dylan. Wish I could have gotten one more at bat against him. The lead.
You'll have a lot of top of the line hitters. If I'd have just kept my hands back a little further, I'd have hit that.
Left fielder. Backhanded at first by Mervis. Get their lead runner at second. Over
that a shortstop, especially a young shortstop, throw it because the only thing you can do is get yourself in trouble. Base side has to redirect and go back to first. Turns out he missed it once and then missed it a second time.
Whoop.
There's 2. And that's all the pitches they want him to throw. So we're going to. We'll be back.
Lenders in the country thinking about buying a home, wondering how you could pay less each month. I'm still looking for a place in Chicago myself. So guaranteed rate might be a league prospects. Cubs.
Well, see, there's 2 92s with no name on their back, and we'll go with that. Yeah. Actually, that is the.
All part of the spring training fun.
This is it.
Right?
Well, you get to be able to hear the signals.
That's right. We get our first look at Nicky.
Wonderful guy, by the way. I'm very excited to be back.
Looking for a place in Chicago right now. He's looking at downtown.
Just as soon live his own place.
Runner goes. Nobody. Rafael Ortega. So first and third now for Lopez with 2 outs. Starting at second, can also play short. And he'll stay alive with that swing.
The guys that we've seen around a long time, always wearing the white and number 8.
He was so excited. Family, everyone's how excited him and his growing family and
play in front of your folks, which is just great. The ability to see a lot of games.